Hello everyone! So many things happened in a really short amount of time so that the anticipation of the 72nd episode became even more exciting and intense for me. We've got to see the release of episode 71 surprisingly quick, which followed up by the compilation of all episodes in season 23, with 3 secretly added scenes that Boom dropped right away. And just in addition to that, we also got to witness a very special interview from Boom in which so many things about the possible ending of Skibidi series were hinted by him. So in today's video, I am going to give you all that you need to know about the possible plot of not only episode 72, but about the ending of the whole saga in general. Because as I said, Boom really gave us a lot to think through, so don't worry guys, as I will not hide anything from you. Now get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end, because it will be really interesting, and let's go. Let's start with my most recent thoughts that I got while watching and analyzing the new secret scenes from Boom in his last release. In my previous video about them, I already talked quite a lot of the possible role of our sneaky snitch, Lucky Cameraman, because the main focus was on his character exactly. And by the way, if you haven't watched this video yet, then go and watch it as well when you will finish this video. But aside from Lucky Cameraman and his intriguing dynamics with the secret agent, there are 2 more characters from the second secret scene I want to mention now. And the first one will be our living legend, Plungerman. Or maybe not exactly living anymore? Well, that's exactly what I'd like to speculate about, because I swear to you guys, this Chad will never truly leave my mind. So, what really grabbed my attention in this scene is how well Plungerman actually looked like. I mean, I know for sure that our Chad got a few pretty significant scratches during the intense battle with Skibidi Scientist, but honestly, looking at this particular scene, I would say our Chad used to have it even worse. For example, in episode 57, where he was literally on the verge of getting to the better world, or in the second part of episode 67, where he really got his feathers severely scorched this time. And in both cases, he was still able to survive and participate in even harsher battles afterwards. And based on the way Plungerman looked just a moment before he got teleported to the secret agent's mind realm, I can definitely say he didn't have a risk of passing away due to some natural factors such as severe physical injuries, similar to those that the Dark Speakerman obviously had. Moreover, he could only be some sort of eliminated by the secret agent himself. But what this elimination really turns out to be in the end? Is it really the end of the road of life for our buddy Plungerman, or something completely different? To answer this question, let me bring you back to the secret ending scene of the full version of episode 70, where we turned out to be in the cameraman's facility with a bunch of injured soldiers of the Alliance we all considered to be unalived. But as it turned out, they got rescued and repaired in peace. But what was even more important is that we were shown this mysterious shadow of some cameraman standing next to the shadow of POV, and how POV himself is hard to identify as his shadow head was also cut off by this TV monitor. This shadow definitely belongs to one of the secret agent's apprentices staying in their invisibility mode, who could be either one of green-suited cameramen or Lucky Cameraman himself. At least that's what I thought before those 3 secret scenes were released. And in the second secret scene, we saw Lucky Cameraman teleporting back to his initial spot. And a second before that moment, we could see his shadow. Because he was not actually a ghost or something, but he was still in his own body. That's why it was missing in the moment he laid back on this back. So what if Plungerman was not finished in the end of episode 70, but rather diffused? And it can be him appearing in the cameraman's laboratory for a brief moment. Maybe in order to contact one of the agents in there and give them the information about the secret agent's doings. I don't really know. The scene of him presumably passing away in flames could be just another trick for the Alliance on behalf of the secret agent, just the same way as he already tricked it with Lucky Cameraman and will continue tricking it even further. All this seems like a clever scheme to me, and in my previous analyses I already told you how I consider the dynamics between Plungerman and the secret agent to be very special. So I believe we can see him coming back from the dead at the very epic end of the series to hint to the next generation of Skibidi Toilet Universe. By the way, the Dark Speakerman also deserves to get a few words from me. As I said earlier, I really think that the secret agent might keep using the pawns that are still useful for him. And unfortunately, it seems like our bro with the red lens falls out of this league. He must be gone for real. And I believe that this guy with the mini copy of Titan Speakerman's knife, who helped the Lucky Cameraman POV to get back on his feet, is the replacement for the previous elite Dark Speakerman. So if it would also be the case for Plungerman, I believe we would see the replacement for him as well, but it didn't happen. Or maybe our guy is just chilling in the secret agent's private room alongside with Lucky Cameraman now, because Boom has shown a lot of affection towards these two, apparently. Oh wait guys, wrong leak. Although who could have known right? And now I would like to move to the next detail that still hasn't been fully revealed or explained by Boom yet, so I think he'll certainly come back to it in one of the upcoming episodes of the series. Do you guys remember the human skeletons dressed in the scientists' robes inside of the main Skibidi base in the first part of episode 69? Plus, when I had analyzed that episode, I said how the doors seem not to be suitable for such short creatures as Skibidi and how this base looked to be captured by them instead, and that initially this complex belonged to human scientists. And I think this base was directly connected to the secret agent aka administrator of the complex in the first place, including his communications with the scientists who worked in this department. Plus, I also remember the body of the human military in this scene from the first part of episode 70. And it was not actually a skeleton, but a fresh body with trails of blood around it. Could it mean that there are still fully functioning humans in this series aside from Boom? And is Boom a human being too, or a larger entity that overcame the laws of time and space? I think we'll get revealed those lore pieces very soon. And another mystery of the series that still hasn't been solved yet is of course those two intriguing ancient books with the TV men's screens on their covers. If you will look closely at this frame right here, then you'll see how one of the books on this table had been put upside down, but the images seem to be the same, which means that one of those TV signs is upside down as well. Or that one of the books is kind of reverted specifically so they even seem to mirror one another. Are those actual books in the first place, though? Or maybe they are two pieces of some device that they are supposed to fit into. So I expect to get an answer about these books, or maybe some sort of connection between them and other lore pieces in the future episodes, and maybe even Boom himself can be linked to it. Or maybe those pieces contain something inside which is not pages. Like what if there are two buttons in there waiting to be pressed in emergency situations by one of the Skibidi toilets? And what if those buttons may affect all TV men somehow while being pressed and make them fight against the Alliance or something like that? And now I would like to get back to the secret ending of the full version 70th episode once again, because remember this cool-looking detective cameraman in a hat that appeared in that scene? If my prediction about Plungerman still being alive but just vaporized by the secret agent, and how he was the one who was standing invisible to POV in order to find a way to give the Alliance the secret information somehow, what if this detective cameraman will be the one to investigate this whole case? And that he may be the one to contact Plungerman directly and finally find out who the secret agent truly is. And the last prediction of mine is of course dedicated to such a thing as revenge. In the third secret scene added by Boom in the compilation of all episodes of Season 23, we saw how angered and enraged all the Titans were who observed the demolished battlefield with the bodies of their fallen comrades with no lives inside of them. Titan TV Man implied it heavily how determined he is to find G-Man and end him once and for all. And who knows, maybe he and his brothers will do that in an even more violent way as it happened to Skibidi Scientist. But before I'll end this video, let me also share two more thoughts with you guys. Although I kind of doubt that Boom still remembers about those two characters, but still let me remember both you and him about them. Who knows? Maybe this Chad is watching my channel as well, because how else would I explain how the majority of my theories are coming true? The first one is of course Simp Cameraman. We haven't seen him in the room with all those injured Alliance's members chilling around the detective cameraman. So where is he? Did he actually switch sides and get on Skibidi's side instead due to his beloved TV woman's betrayal? I would be really happy to see this guy once more before the finale. And another funny detail I found is connected to Astro Toilets from episode 60, namely this unshaven dude whose left claw got torn off by Skibidi Scientist. I noticed how this very claw could be noticed in episode 63 right there, and this detail made me smirk a little. It can be just a funny little reference by Boom, but what if this hand would be later picked up by the scientists of the Alliance and researched in a way it happened to glitch toilets technologies in episode 54? Just imagine the forces of the Alliance having replicated some of the Astro Toilets technologies at the end of the series. That would be extra cool. And that was all for today. Write in the comments below your own theories on what might happen in the next episode, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And that was me, IsoToilet. See ya!